Yo, what's up guys? Today we are reacting to this video which talks about how powerful the Nordics are. So the Nordic countries, how powerful are they? Let me know in the comments what you think, and hey, let's watch this. If you guys enjoy this video, the original is in the description. Go give them a shout out, go give them some support. The channel is called Now This World, so check them out. And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's check this out. If you have anything you want me to react to, send it in the Google form. It's the first link in the description, but let's go.
You know we love our viewers, and lately it seems that a million of you, nay, a maximillion of you, want us to explore the strength of the Nordic countries.
I know, right?
Well, here we are. How powerful are Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, and Iceland?
Nice, let's go.
Now, technically, the Nordic countries are also made up of the Åland Islands and the Faroe Islands, and also Greenland.
Okay.
The Nordic countries are a culturally and politically overlapping group of parliamentary democracies located in Northern Europe. Individually, they tend to score near the top of most global achievement lists in areas like women's rights, environmentalism, quality of education, and homeless outreach.
And the English language. I have never seen people speak English as well as the Nordics. I mean, I'm an English teacher, right? And English is it's not easy to teach, but I fear like if I ever go to any Nordic countries, I'm gonna be out of a job because everyone there is so good, you know. But then again, I could teach children, I guess, you know. But my thing is, I teach foreigners, so I'm a foreigner myself. I'm from Brazil, but you know, I learned English growing up, so hey. But I know that the Nordic countries have very good language skills.
When taken together, they comprise the 7th largest area in the world at
Wow.
1.3 million square miles.
Wow. Okay, so Russia is definitely the biggest one. Canada is really huge. United States, and then China. Brazil is number 5. You know, Brazil is a huge country. That's my country where I'm from. Brazil is bigger than Australia. And then the Nordic countries combined. Wow. It's the same size as India, by the way. That is impressive.
That's about the same size as India. But unlike similarly large nations, the Nordic countries have some of the lowest population density in the world, with only 26 million total residents.
Like Canada.
This is mostly because half of their land is uninhabited Arctic, thanks to Greenland. But even without Greenland, the rest of the remaining countries are still larger than Germany, France, and Italy combined.
Wow.
Economically, they are quite well off. When compared with the European Union, the Nordic countries have had much stronger GDP growth over the past 10 years. Only Finland has changed its currency over to the euro. Combined, their GDP reaches $1.7 trillion, which would make them the 12th richest area in the world, just below Canada. Per capita, Norway's GDP alone is 80% higher than the Eurozone, and its residents enjoy the highest standard of living in the world. In fact, all of the primary Nordic countries rank in the top 25 in the highest standards of living.
Wow, number one,
However, the
Norway.
Nordic countries cannot be said to have a comparably strong military. Individually, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark rank from the high 40s to the mid-20s when stacked against the rest of the world. In fact, Iceland's only military is its coast guard, and they are the one NATO member without a standing army. When pooling the combined forces of Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Finland, you end up with $21.3 billion spent yearly on defense, or around 3.5% of the U.S.'s military budget.
Wow,
Although
that's 3%, 3.5%. You can see that the U.S. is very invested in their military, and you know, the war is actually profitable for the US because of domestic manufacturing, right? But still, the Nordic countries have good allies. So if war ever breaks out in Europe, hopefully that's not going to happen anytime soon, hopefully. I'm sure that the Nordic countries will have a lot of support on their side with people who have great armies.
Though they might not have the strongest military, their presence is more relevant as an international peacekeeping force.
Yeah.
Luckily, the Nordic countries have relatively friendly relations with most of the world and trade freely with many of their immediate neighbors. However, about 1/5 of their trade is amongst themselves. In 2012, nearly a quarter of exports from both Denmark and Sweden went to other Nordic countries. Clearly, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, and Iceland are pretty great places to live. A recent World Happiness Report listed all 5 in the top 10 happiest countries. Although the reason for Nordic countries ranking so highly so regularly has been attributed to their social welfare and high taxation.
Okay, now I want to hear from you guys who are watching. Every time we look at happiness radar or rankings, the Nordic countries are amongst the top. But every time I read the comments, some people, they question this because they say that, you know, many people aren't happy. And I would like to know from you guys, is this true? Why aren't people happy? Why is there like a high depression rate? Why would you think that is? You know, because it's something that is recurrent in all of my videos whenever I do a video that mentions happiness. And then again, it's one of those things. I'm not going to say life is easy, you know, in these countries, but whenever you don't need to, you know, go through the struggle, I think humankind and human beings tend to lose the sense of meaning. I grew up in war, actually. I grew up in Africa, and I grew up in a situation where there were 2 countries that were in civil war, and I the only thing I know was people suffering, and it was a struggle to help them. Of course, I was young. It was more of my parents that had this mission to help these people, but I was in it with them, and I helped people from a very young age until today. So it wasn't easy for me. And when I went to Brazil, I came back to a country where it was my country, but I couldn't relate to the country and the culture and the language. I had to learn how to speak it properly. And it was hard, actually. I had to live by myself. Well, not technically by myself, because I was in a house. It was a room in a house. That's where I lived. The house had more than 5 rooms. And I was renting one of the rooms. So it was kind of hard for me. So I had my mind busy, and I guess I was happier when I had my mind busy. And I remember that living in Africa, even though it was going through a civil war, more specifically, I'm going to say a country called Angola had been suffering from the violence of Savimbi and UNITA, which is the guerrilla army that he used against the government. So even though we were going through those hardships, it was the happiest moment of my life because, well, I was growing up, I knew nothing else, and I had friends, and I used to play in the streets. So that's a little bit about my story. And I guess when things started to get better for me, at one point of my life, I thought things were too easy, and I started feeling like I'm losing sense of meaning. And that's when I decided to leave Brazil and come to the UK and start from the beginning. Because in Brazil, everything was good. It was going well. But I felt like, I don't know, I reached a moment where I needed a change. It's crazy, huh? It's crazy. Let's keep watching.
So how powerful are the Nordic countries? Powerful enough to be happy. But before you go out crazy, yes, we are going to keep making this series, and yes, we still want your input. Make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss a single video. And please join us on the official TestTube Facebook and Twitter pages to make sure that we get to see your ideas as well.
Okay, so that's great. Guys, if you enjoyed my video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell me your stories. Tell me what you think goes on with all of these comments. And maybe some of these comments are from people who aren't really happy themselves. But if you think your country is a happy country or one of the happiest country, also let me know in the comments down below. Sometimes there is a lot of misinformation in the comments, and that's why I want to hear it straight from you guys who are subscribed to the channel, and I know I can trust you. If you guys have any videos that you want me to react to, send it in the Google form. The link is in the description. Send me a paragraph or a sentence or anything telling me why you want me to react to this video that you're suggesting and requesting, and I'll read it out. And that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.